When we talk of accountability, the question is accountability to whom? And what is the center point around which this accountability debate should go around? I believe the essence of a democracy is the concept that each individual citizen is a sovereign and she gives a part of the sovereignty to the state, in return for which she gets the rule of law. It's a negotiation of an individual sovereign citizen with the state. If we accept that, then I think it's extremely important that each citizen must be able to get accountability from all institutions of government and governance. To my mind, our critical failure in governance has been the fact that we do not deliver to citizens most services that should be delivered to a citizen and within reasonable time. Timeliness just doesn't matter. A lot of our corruption, in fact, flows from the fact that there is no timeline for anything that is to be delivered to a citizen. Now, if a citizen goes to a government office to get anything done, whether it be getting a passport, getting a ration card, getting an entitlement to which the citizen is entitled to, this person is not given any timeline in which he or she will get delivered various services. How do we bring this accountability along? We've got Right to Information Act, by which information is now being put into the public domain. It's still early days. It's certainly not where it needs to be. But my guess is it's going to take us a few decades before we really reach what I would consider a reasonably ideal stage. But even now, lots of information is coming out. But this is not leading to an accountability situation, because there are no tools or instruments available with citizens to get various institutions to be accountable to them. Today, government servants or government offices do not deliver to citizens and they are not held accountable. The judiciary, which is in a way the last resort to which a citizen can go, is perhaps worse than the government in terms of delivering to citizens. The average ordinary citizen, he almost has run away from the judicial system. So the question is, how do we bring this accountability around? I think it's essential that first requirement is that the government and all its institutions must declare that citizens must get serviced within a reasonable period of time. This is the first key requirement, and that time must be displayed everywhere. And if it is not done, there are some talk of it, but I think it's not been implemented anyway. There is some talk of saying service level agreements will be made. The question is, I have grave doubts of whether this government is at all capable of doing this. When I say this government, I do not mean any political dispensation. I'm talking of the government as it exists across the country. Therefore, it is absolutely essential, A, that we have some kind of administrative reforms. We focus on how do we get the government to deliver. My own impression is government is unfit, unable, incapable of delivering to citizens. So long as it is incapable of delivering to citizens, it cannot deliver. So somebody needs to step back and say, how can we ensure that government is equipped to deliver to citizens? After that, what do we need in terms of resources and manpower? And the critical part is, we are not giving enough time to figure out how to manage this flow, how to manage various processes. Second thing we are not giving enough time to is, there are lots of departments where this is commonly understood, people are understaffed. There are not enough people. To my mind, in India, priority one of any government should be providing employment to people. We do it, but we do it through various schemes like NREG, etc., but we don't look at it as a national priority, that providing to employment is a national priority. And if we accept that, nowhere would we allow understaffing to continue at all. It's a sin. I believe it goes against all objectives for which India should be striving, to have understaffing and therefore not being able to deliver to citizens. So this, I think, is extremely crucial if we have to bring about accountability, make promises to citizens saying we will deliver various things, whether it be a road, whether it be quality of a road, and fix responsibility on people. But I think today, if we just talk of fixing responsibility without an overall administrative structure, it just cannot work. Because if people do not have the wherewithal, do not have the resources, do not have the tools, it cannot happen. Therefore, we need to first understand what are the resources we need, what are the methods we will use, how do governments become more efficient. If we do that, after that we can talk of an accountability concept. I think if we just talk of accountability straight, without the empowerment tools for government servants to work, I think we are just talking without really meaning to establish anything at all. So I believe this is extremely important. Administrative reforms, a culture of efficient working in government, coupled with an assessment of what is required to be able to deliver, would perhaps then lead us to a situation where then we can ask for accountability. Without that, I think we can keep talking for years about this and all feel nice about it. We can have all kinds of camps, conventions, bar camps if you like, but I don't think we'll really get anywhere.